Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. BBM! 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 You may now take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Palihog sa pagpanglingkod. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today for the ceremonial declaration of Misamis Occidental as an insurgency-free province. To formally begin our program, may we call on Tangub City Mayor Sabiniano Ben Canama for his welcome remarks.
Malipayong pag-abot, dayon kamo sa dakbayan sa Tangub, una ang Ginoo. Pakpakan na to ang Ginoo. My respect to our honored guest, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., Sir. Dignitaries from the different national agencies, Governor of Misamis Occidental, Attorney Henry S. Waminal, Congressman Sanso Fernando F. Waminal, Congressman Jason Almonte, fellow government workers, beneficiaries, mga kababayan, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today is a special day as we celebrate new milestones for Tangubanons and Misamisnons, the opening of the Pangilby Bridge and the declaration of Misamis Occidental as insurgency-free province. On behalf of the people of Tangub, maraming salamat po, mahal naming Presidente Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for the gift of Pangilby Bridge. I am deeply honored by your presence, making this event a historic and momentous one. Mahal naming Presidente, ang Tangub City ay nagpasalamat po sa inyo dahil sa bagong Pilipinas, kami po ay palaging nakatanggap ng mga serbisyo po. Salamat po. In line with the mantra of Tangub City, una ang Ginoo, we dedicate the opening of the bridge and this declaration today to the greater glory of our Almighty God. May these milestones usher more developments for the realization of the mantra of Misamis Occidental, Misamis non, magpuyong, malinawon, malambuon, o malipayon. Finally, mahal na mong Pangulo, kami po dito sa Tangub ay kasama sa pagkakaisa para sa mapayapang bansa. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas! And again, welcome to Tangub City, una ang Ginoo. Maraming salamat po.
Daghan kaayong salamat sa atong yanong mayor sa Tangub City, Honorable Sabiniano Ben Canama. Along with today's highlight is the journey of Misamis Occidental's transformation towards attaining an insurgency-free status. To give us a glimpse on these significant steps, let us watch a video presentation on the Misamis Occidental Insurgency-Free milestones. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the very hardworking governor of Misamis Occidental, Attorney Henry S. Waminal.
His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., sir, and I cannot just not to break the protocol, but I have to recognize this man who was also my colleague in the youth movement before, Secretary Teodoro of the Department of National Defense, and of course, with Secretary Galvez and Secretary Magno, other officials, guests, we have here our two congressmen, Congressman Jason Almonte of the 1st District and Congressman Ando Aminal of the 2nd District. Ladies and gentlemen, maing odto kanatong tanan. I stand here today with immense pride and profound gratitude for this very rare opportunity that we have with us, no less than the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., gracing two big events that are significant importance in the life of every Misamisnon and in the history of our beloved province. This morning, I had the opportunity to welcome our dear President and First Lady, Ma'am Lisa, during the inauguration of the long-awaited Pangelby Bridge Project, which is the bridge of peace for economic growth and development. And this time, for this another historic event, the formal declaration of our province as an insurgency province. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for this unforgettable and meaningful privilege of sharing your precious time with the Misamisnon. Can we give a big hand to our President? Today, we are reminded of the long-trodden generational struggle, yet fulfilling journey to putting an end to the bloodshed caused by insurgency and to achieve this hard-earned peace. It was not an easy road. Those years of conflict, fear, and death challenged the resilience of our beloved province and the people, our beloved Misamisnons. And I am certain that our soldiers can attest to the difficulties brought by terrorism and conflict in our communities for more than 50 years. I had personally witnessed the hardship endured by my fellow Misamisnon in remote areas, brought on by the presence of Earth's insurgency in the late 70s, the senseless acts of violence such as the tragic and brutal murders of barangay captains of Barangay Montol, Barangay Cogon, and Barangay Gala in the city of Osamis at the hands of the CPP-NPA were just a few of the many atrocities perpetrated by the rebels that installed deep fear and grief, paralyzing our people. The high-risk insurgency situation of the province back then steadily escalated that even local and national government agencies hesitated to visit our far-flung barangays, leaving residents deprived of essential government services and economic development. I remember during my time as president of the Kabataang Barangay, I mustered the courage to visit remote barangays as part of my obligations to bring forth KB's role of making the youth socially aware, economically productive, and politically active, as this was the very mandate under the Filipino ideology of our late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., the father of our incumbent President Bongbong Marcos. The Filipino ideology adheres to the principle that, let me quote President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., the democratic revolution is revolution from the center because it is a revolution initiated by the government, which stands at the center of society and not above the people. That's why, as KB President, during his incumbency as President of the Republic of the Philippines from 1970s to 1980s, we conducted various seminars in remote areas of the province because we were driven by our commitment to the Filipino ideology, ensuring that even the most isolated communities would be part of the transformative efforts of a government-led revolution. There I saw that in conflict-affected areas, social injustice was rampant. The poor roads made it nearly impossible for our local farmers to transport goods to commercial areas. Basic services like healthcare and education were scarce. Having witnessed these challenges, I made it an avowed dedication throughout my career as a public servant, from board member to vice governor and then congressman and now governor, to help the welfare of the marginalized people in conflict-affected areas. In line with this, allow me to share with you of what we have done to address the root causes of insurgency in the province of Misamis Occidental. During my stint as congressman for 9 years of the 2nd District of this province, we have focused and prioritized in building roads, bridges, and multipurpose halls in order to improve access to essential services and boost economic activities, allowing farmers to bring their products to market more efficiently. Recognizing this vital role of efficient road networks in addressing insurgency, we were able to concretize 90% of our roads connecting to the hinterlands barangay, thereby providing residents the opportunity to improve the socio-economic activities. This has greatly helped in the fight against insurgency, for where the roads begin, insurgency ends. Upon my assumption to office as Governor of Misamis Occidental, we further strengthened our socio-economic programs and services guided by our provincial vision of Asenso Misamis Occidental, which is encapsulated in our 5M's vision: Misamisnon, magpuyong malinaon, malambuon og malipayon, Misamisnon, living peacefully, progressively, and happily. I have prioritized the improvement of our healthcare service through the construction of more than 1 billion pesos Asenso Misamis Occidental Medical Center with a 50-bed capacity of 500. We also focus in support with the program of our President on revitalization of our agriculture industry through our Asenso Rice Farmers Full Assistance Program. We have also strengthened access to our youth to our college education through Asenso Pamilya, one family, one professional program, wherein we provided 25,000 allowance per semester per grantee to more than 3,000 grantees, giving more families the opportunity to have at least one professional family member that is gainfully employed. To win the hearts of the CPP-NPA Guerrilla Front Sindong, in collaboration with the Philippine Army, we initiated the cash reward system for rebel surrenderies, providing 500,000 pesos each to high-ranking CPP-NPA and 300,000 pesos each to rank and file surrenderies. All these programs and projects contributed to the ending of the insurgency problem in our province. And these efforts will not be possible without the continuous support of our national government, under the leadership of our Commander-in-Chief, our President, His Excellency Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. We are advancing toward the vision of Bagong Pilipinas, focus on unity and reform, which is built in the pillars of transparency, accountability, and efficiency. The vision guides us local leaders to strengthen governance and enhance the delivery of public services. With Bagong Pilipinas as our banner, we will continue to create proactive, responsive, and people-centered government that truly serves the needs of every Filipino, of every Misamis-non. And we are on the full swing of this with the spiritual guidance also with our Catholic leaders here, our Archbishop of the Diocese of Misamis, Archbishop Martin Homuwad. Thank you very much, Archbishop. The unwavering support of our communities and the collective efforts of our government have transformed Misamis Occidental into a peaceful and thriving community. This is evident by the transformation of areas known to be rebel-infested, such as the Huyuhuy in Tangub City. I have pointed this area with the President kanina when we were at the Pangalbi Bridge, which has now become the home of one of our major tourism projects, the Ascenso Global Gardens. And another example is in Sitio Tongo in Barangay Namot in the municipality of Turila, which is now a major tourist destination because of the construction of the Subanin village. And very unique. It is the only Subanin village throughout the Philippines which has a swimming pool in the area. Furthermore, the Piduan Falls in Don Victoriano and Giwan Falls in Concepcion, which were previously undeveloped because of insurgency problem. And now, two of our national tourist destinations we can proudly showcase. In line with these initiatives, we have planned, and it will be next year, to construct a housing project in the hinterland of the municipality of Don Victoriano for former rebels who are there at the back. This project can be one of our tourist attractions as this will commemorate our history of peace building and victory against insurgency. Our province was once also dubbed as a hotbed of a crime in the south because of the presence of the drug syndicates and the organized crime groups that has caused chaos in our communities and exacerbated our insurgency problem in the past. But again, our strong collaboration made us rise above the challenges. Mr. President, thank you for appointing our former provincial director of the police, who was the one responsible in the successful law enforcement in dismantling the drug organization. Now, our regional director, Brigadier General Jisen de Guzman, Mr. President. We are also grateful for the ayuda, financial assistance you have showered to our thousands of beneficiaries from the presidential assistance for farmers and fisheries, which you gave to me when I was in Iligan City, and now the 10,000 beneficiaries who are here, who were our affected families of the JIDA. And they will be receiving the ayuda through our partner national agencies, such as the Department of Labor and Employment, headed by Secretary Laguisma and Director Aquino, who is here, who will be sharing the tupad later on, and the Department of Social Welfare and Development, headed by Secretary Gatchalian, and through our Regional Director Hamin, who is here, who have been instrumental in empowering our communities for providing essential resources and training to help individuals build stable livelihoods. And last but not the least, my utmost respect and salute to our courageous soldiers who fought tirelessly against the insurgent groups. Our security forces of the Armed Forces of the Philippine Army, led by Major General Gabriel Biray III, the Commanding General of the 1st Infantry Tabak Division of the Philippine Army, and my partner in advocating peace and order in the province, Lieutenant Colonel Jose Andre Monje, the former commanding officer of the 10th Infantry Battalion. Kami ang nagtudas, sir, diplomatic surrender sa 20 hardcore, 14 yung nakatanggap ng reward. Yung 6 lumaban ay nandyan na rin 6 feet below the ground. Your bravery, your determination, and your commitment to pursue peace has been the primary instrument in the victory over insurgency in our province. And for that, in behalf of the Misamisnon, please accept our heartfelt gratitude. And to my fellow Misamisnons represented here by our provincial officials, our vice governor and board members, and the 16 municipal and city mayors of the province. This celebration is not just a testament to the victory over insurgency, but a restoration of our province and symbol of hope, unity, and the bright future that now lies ahead for our province. As we move forward, let this celebration serve as a reminder that peace is a shared responsibility. It is something we must protect and nurture, as it is the foundation of sustainable progress and development we envision for Misamis Occidental. Asenso, Misamis Occidental!
Asenso!
Asenso, Bagong Pilipinas!
Asenso!
Mabuhay si Presidente Bongbong Marcos!
Mabuhay!
Mr. President, we are honored to present you with this humble and simple plaque in recognition of the provincial resolution declaring our province as insurgency-free.
May we invite the President on stage to receive a copy of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Misamis Occidental Resolution declaring its insurgency-free status. Thank you, Mr. President. Mabuhay ang probinsya ng Misamis Occidental! Asenso, Misamis Occidental! A round of applause, please. And now may we request the President to remain on stage to lead the ceremonial distribution of financial assistance to our select former rebels. May we also invite Secretary Teodoro, Secretary Galvez, and Governor Huaminal to assist the President on stage. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, through the PAyapa at MAsaganang PamayaNAn or PAMANA program, provides the 120 former rebel beneficiaries with immediate financial assistance as part of their reintegration to the mainstream society. Each beneficiary will receive 10,000 pesos in cash assistance with a total amount of 1.2 million pesos. The momentous occasion marks a significant milestone in the government's continuous efforts towards achieving lasting peace and security, looking after the welfare of former rebels. Through convergence and collaboration, we have overcome challenges and fostered a peaceful environment with the crucial support of the National Task Force to end local communist armed conflict, all other involved government agencies, and partner stakeholders. Isang matatag na Misamis Occidental para sa bagong Pilipinas! Thank you, Mr. President. At this juncture, may we request the Department of National Defense Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr. to introduce our guest of honor and speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines and our Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you, Secretary Gilbert Teodoro, for your kind introduction. Please be seated. To the lead agency, when it comes to our peace efforts, not only here in Misaok, but in all of the conflict areas, the Peace and Reconciliation and Unity Advisor, Secretary Charlie Galvez Jr., the Mindanao Development Authority Secretary, Secretary Leo Magno, Misamis Occidental 1st District Representative Jason Almonte, Misamis Occidental 2nd District Representative Sancho Minal, and our, hindi ko na lang sasabihin old friend kasi mahahalata tayo. Pare-pareho, we were all together, magkasama kami together with Secretary Gilbert Teodoro when we were a little younger than we are now sa Kabataang Barangay. And we have been working together since then to our good governor, Governor Henry O. Eminal. Tangub City Mayor, Mayor Sabiniano Kanama, and the other elected officials, both of the province and of the city, ang aking mga kasamahan sa pamahalaan, ating pinaka-importante, ang ating mga kasama rito na hindi po ang kapayapaan ay hindi po na ipapanalo ng isang tao lamang. Kaya't lahat po kayo, lahat po ng ating mga military, lahat po ng ating mga civilian government, kayo po, at lalo na ang mga beneficiary ngayon natin, kayo ang pinakamahalaga na bisita namin ngayong araw na ito. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We are gathered here today to celebrate a historic occasion, one that also took time in the making, the declaration of Misamis Occidental as an insurgency-free province. As I mentioned in my last State of the Nation address, we have come a long way in our quest for lasting peace. After years of consistent and resolute security, peace, and community building, we have succeeded in our campaign to end the decades of conflict in the 60 barangays in your province that were once in the clutches of insurgent movements. We have successfully dismantled the key leadership of the former insurgents operating in Misamis Occidental, which have now led to their reintegration into society. Thanks to the DALG and the AFP, we have provided peace, community development, and reintegration programs for those who have returned to the fold of the law. From 2021 to 2023, 51 barangays were identified as recipients of the Barangay Development Program, what we call BDPs, a very integral and important part of our peace efforts. As of September this year, 46 of those projects have been completed, 17 are now ongoing implementation. 44 of these projects are farm-to-market roads, 2 involve the construction and development of roads and bridges, 9 projects focus on water supply systems, and on the other hand, the remaining 8 projects are health stations, rural electrification, and the rehabilitation of schools. This strong collaboration among the national and local governments, the military, the police, and the community has allowed us to transform what was once a conflict-affected area into now a peaceful community. This transformation is evident in places like Oyohoy, like Tangub City, which has now evolved into a symbol of progress. In fact, one of the main tourism projects of the local government, the Ascenso Global Gardens, is situated in Hoyohoy. This is a tangible outcome of what our collective efforts towards peace and development can do. This demonstrates that peace brings more opportunities for growth, investment, and social services for future generations. Earlier today, we inaugurated the longest water-spanning bridge in Mindanao, the Panguil Bay Bridge. It will, of course, facilitate connectivity with Lanao del Norte. But more than that, this project intends to spur economic growth for the province and the opportunities for Misamisnons. The experience of Misamis Occidental speaks volumes about the importance of addressing the root causes of insurgency. Peace will neither be attainable or sustainable without accompanying development. And these things work hand in hand. Hindi natin maitapos ang Panguil Bay Bridge na napaka-importante kung hindi mapayapa ang kanilang pinupuntahan. Kung hindi mapayapa at makapasok ang ating mga construction para mabuo itong napaka-importante na tulay na aming in-inaugurate at binuksan kanina. This is why the aggressive implementation of socio-economic intervention by bringing investments in education, health, infrastructure, livelihood, help prevent the recurrence of conflict here in Misamis Occidental. It is our hope that through this administration's programs and projects, we will sustain the stability, the peace, and the progress in the home of all of those from Misamis Occidental. However, as we celebrate today's gains, we cannot rest here. We must remain vigilant against the emerging threats that undermine these hard-won gains. I ask the local government units of Misamis Occidental to intensify collaboration with various government agencies, partners, and other stakeholders to thwart any posturing or coming back that terrorist groups or any of their financiers or supporters may still be contemplating. Let us harness the power of peace to uplift the province, this region, and this nation to unparalleled heights. Let Misamis Occidental stand as a shining example of what can be achieved when we work for the greater good together. With us perpetuating the peace efforts that we made here, I know that soon we will be able to declare the entire country, the entire republic as insurgency-free. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang Misamis Occidental, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for that inspiring message. May we request the President to please proceed downstage for a group photo with all of the attendees. Ready? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for granting us a photo opportunity. That concludes our program. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for gracing us with your presence today. Your leadership and undivided support to the Misamisnons is highly valued and forever be remembered.